In a wild game on Friday night at Staples Center, the Los Angeles Lakers beat the Indiana Pacers. It was an up-and-down show. In the first quarter, a little bit over a minute into the game, D'Angelo Russell went down clutching his knee. He would not return. He was diagnosed with a mild MCL sprain. Then, Nick Young goes down. He goes down clutching his knee, hobbled to the locker room. Turned out he had a hyperextended knee. However, Nick returned. He was diagnosed or re-diagnosed, re-evaluated at halftime, decided he could play, and actually had a pretty good second half. The third quarter, however, that's where the Lakers pulled away. Brandon Ingram scored 10 points during that quarter. In the first half, neither team had been up by more than 5 points. Third quarter, Lakers go up by 12. That lead returned into 20 points when Lou Williams caught fire in the fourth quarter. He would score 27 to lead the way for everybody, 15 of those in the second half. After the game, Lou talked a little bit about Brandon Ingram in that third quarter in particular, while Luke Walton pointed to the first half and said that Brandon already looked like one of the best players on the floor and talked about the improvement the rookie has made. He's only 19 years old. Listen to what Luke and Lou had to say after the game.
Do you notice Brandon Ingram and him matching up with Paul George? How do you think he fared tonight?
I think he did a great job in that third quarter. I think he was able to get 2 stops early. And when Paul was looking like he was about to try to get going, we were able to turn 2 turnovers into some pretty good possessions for us, and I think Brandon set the tone.
Yeah, he was great. He was great. Even when I looked at his numbers at halftime, and they weren't incredible, but I thought he was one of the best players on the floor on either team. His activity level was great. The way he was pushing the ball, the way he was getting deflections. I think that's the player, if he continues to work the way he is, that he'll become that type of guy that's just filling stat sheets and making game-winning plays all over the court. But it also shows how much he's grown, because I remember the first time we played against Paul George, I thought that Brandon wasn't ready, and I told him that. I said, you're playing against one of the elite players that plays your positions, and you look like you came out a little lazy tonight. Like, that should never happen. You get an opportunity to play against someone you've probably been watching on TV since you were, in high school, and to see it now where he was way more up for the challenge and making plays, I think shows a lot of growth on his part. This is a grown man's league, and it takes young players, a long time to figure out the physicality of it, to figure out the speed of the game. I remember, and obviously I'm not comparing myself to Brandon, he's a much better player than me, but when I first got to the NBA, I remember watching people run up and down the court like, this is the fastest, strongest people I've ever seen in my life. And that's what it's like coming out as a college kid. And for him to already the game looks like it's slowing down to him. And that, to me, it normally takes rookies and young kids much longer than half a season for that to happen. So a long answer that could have been short to your question is yes, I think he's advancing much faster than most 19-year-old or rookies in general would be. I don't know, that something's clicked for him, because he didn't look disengaged at all tonight. And I think what you're talking about is when he got that technical foul and then he turned it up. So, at that time we were still trying to figure out different ways to really motivate him, to keep him as engaged as you have to be, which I'm sure for his entire life he's never had to be alert for that long playing basketball, because he's better than everyone he's playing against. At this level, you have to be alert like that the entire time if you want to be great, and I think he wants to be great. And there's been a change in his mindset. It's slowly happened. I don't know what it was, if somebody got to him or he figured something out on his own, but it's really impressive for someone his age, with living in LA with some new money, to that quickly turn basketball into the priority he has, and be attacking practice every day the way he is.